Hello, my bookish friends. How are you? So I did just film my what I've read over the past couple months video. If you haven't seen that, I will link it in a card for you. I'll also put it down in the description, but today we're going to be getting into my current TBR. So I don't do monthly TBRs, I kind of do them based on what I've read and how much I have left. If I've read all the books in my TBR, then I'll film another one. So right now I feel like is a good time to update. I have a good bit of books that I'm wanting to read that are on my shelf. If you enjoy book content and bullet journaling content, then definitely hit that subscribe button because I am trying to grow this channel this year. I would love to grow the community here. Hit that button and let's just go ahead and jump into my current TBR. So the first book, I'm actually reading this right now. I just started it like a day or two ago, and that's The Goblet of Fire. I mentioned in my last TBR, I am rereading all of the Harry Potter books, just rereading them for the simple pleasure of reading. But I am reading currently the illustrated version of it because I can read those around my daughter and she enjoys looking at the pictures. She's not old enough to understand any of the books, she's 1. So I read those around her and she enjoys looking at the pictures. So I get some extra reading time in, which is also a bonus because anything else I can't really read around her because she does not understand why are there no pictures. Next book I'm gonna mention I haven't gotten to, but I will briefly re-mention it, and it's the Our Missing Hearts book. Again, it was in my last TBR, so I don't really want to spend any more time talking about this, but I haven't read it yet, so it is currently still on my shelf. I'm hoping that will be the next book I read. I'm hoping, but I kind of have a feeling that I won't jump into that next because I have a whole little stack right here of books that I really want to read. Some of them are rereads because I need a memory refresher, but also Shadow and Bone just came out with season 2 on Netflix, and I heard from the grapevine that season 2 really diverted from the storyline, like it changed it a lot. So I want to read the books. I've read Six of Crows, and then I didn't finish Crooked Kingdom, but I haven't read the Shadow and Bone series. So I did order the first book for the Shadow and Bone series. This is by Leigh Bardugo, and like I said, it's on Netflix. I really enjoyed the first season. I enjoyed the second season as well, but I just heard that a lot of people said it changed a lot, and some things in it I could see where it probably got changed because some things didn't make sense for character development in my opinion. But I don't want to spoil anything in that regard if you haven't seen the show and you want to, or if you haven't read the book. But basically, this is a fantasy novel based around a world that was divided by dark magic, basically. And our main character, Alina, is what they call the Sun Summoner, and she is there to basically eradicate the darkness. She's a saint or a god, and if you were in any other thing, a saint, a god. She's looked to highly, and I really want to read the books. I really want to get into the other ones too. I don't know if this was the first series she came out with. I think there was another Grisha series that she came out with. So basically the people with magical abilities in this world are called Grisha. So Leigh Bardugo has created this whole world based around like the Grishas, and I just want to know as much about them as possible because it's very fascinating to me. I love fantasy. Fantasy is my favorite genre to read. It always has been. If there's any sort of magical element to anything, I am about it. Harry Potter, The Last Airbender, Star Wars even, because Jedis are amazing. Dragon Ball Z, any anime, honestly, and this appeals to me. I am very excited about this. So I have Shadow and Bone to read. I also have a reread. I also have Six of Crows. I don't know if I'll get into Six of Crows until after I've read the entire series of this because I believe they're set at different times. I think this one comes after. But I do have a reread of Six of Crows, and then I also have Crooked Kingdom. These are from the same series. I didn't finish Crooked Kingdom when I got into it the first time because I was, I think I started reading this when either my daughter was first born or at the end of my pregnancy, and then I just never got to finish it. So I'd like to actually finish this one and reread this one. Obviously, I like to read series in order, but I think I will start with the whole series of this one. So there's 3 books in this series. So there's Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and then Run and Rising. Is that correct? These 3, and then these 2 are the ones that follow, and then there's another one. I'm not sure what the actual series is called, but there's King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. Rule of Wolves, I'm assuming, has to do with the Druscella, if you're familiar with the series. So that would be interesting too. I think there might be another series with just the Grishas, right, before Alina. I think there is another series, but maybe I'm making that up. This looks like a super easy read. If you like flip through the pages, this text is huge. I could see me finishing in this in a day or two. and then probably order the other ones. But I would just love to know what was changed, because I have a feeling I know some things that were changed, because some things don't make some sense. If you've seen season 2 of Shadow and Bone, let me know what your thoughts were. I finished it. While I still enjoyed it, I just have a feeling I know some of the things that were probably changed. Can't go wrong with Six of Crows, The Crow Club. Kaz is a very interesting character. Super excited to get into these. They're basically thieves and bandits, but dignified, okay? Honestly, I can't remember what happened in Six of Crows now. Was this the one where they were... I think they're using this one more in season 3 of Shadow and Bones. I can't remember. Time to reread. But very excited about these 3. I think Lee Bardugo's style of writing works for me for easy reading. It's not complicated. It's not like overly like ambitious writing. It's very well done. I think she did a really good job universe building, but it's not hard to read in my opinion. It's an easy fantasy. It's not like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a dense book. Lord of the Rings, dense book. This is not a dense fantasy at all. So excited to get into those. And then the last book that I currently have on my TBR is a Stephen King novel, which is not an author that I ever really talk about because his books freak me out. His books are a little too dark for me, a little spooky. But this one, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I've heard it's not his best work because it's in a genre that he doesn't typically write in, but it's Fairy Tale by Stephen King. It's his first fantasy novel. So I had to, and maybe it will be my gateway into some of his other stuff because I'm still traumatized by some of his work, okay? So basically this book is based around a boy named Charlie who is a teenager and looks like any other teenager on the planet, because that's always how it goes. They gotta look normal. For the most part, it seems like he didn't have a great upbringing in his life. Him and his mom, him and his parents didn't seem close is what I'm understanding, and he was kind of made to mature quickly and take care of himself. He starts taking odd jobs for a man up on the hill in like a decrepit house, but this man has a secret and lets Charlie in on this secret. I think something happens to Charlie during one of his like jobs with this man, and that's where everything kind of unfolds fantasy wise. I did read this does have some more chilling aspects to it, so it might be like a dark fantasy, which I'm okay with that. It will be cool. I think this might be more palatable for me in a Stephen King to get into Stephen King, because again, just not an author that I look into very much. Like I said, I have heard it's not his best work, but gotta give the man credit for actually trying a new genre. Fantasy is not really his thing, so I commend him. The older he gets, you know, the more, I mean, he's very adventurous and trying new things, and I always appreciate when people try new things. So here I am, deep diving in. I think the cover is really cool on this. There's like a dog or a wolf, and then I'm assuming this is Charlie around a spiraling vortex into the ground with a light. I don't know if that's the beginning of the novel or what's going on, but also I got the hardcover because it was cheaper than the paperback. I usually don't buy hardcovers, but yeah, it was, why was this cheaper than the hardcover on Amazon? Amazon had like an amazing sale on books, and yeah, this one was cheap, so bought it. I'll let you know what I think when I get to it. I am excited to read it. I am very hesitant. This is probably the most hesitant I am about a novel because of the author, but it doesn't look like the text looks pretty large in there. It doesn't look like these pages will be like too crazy. His writing in the past was probably too advanced for when I was trying to read. I haven't tried to read any of his books in a really long time, so maybe it was just his writing style wasn't something I was used to. So I'm hoping again this is palatable and easy to digest. It's in a genre that I love, so we'll see how I feel about it. I don't remember if this was well reviewed on Goodreads. This came out this year, I'm pretty sure, or last year. Came out in 2022. So yeah, this came out last year. And I don't remember if it's well reviewed on Goodreads or not, but I have learned, if you watched my What I've Currently Read video that went up, I've learned I can't trust Goodreads reviews anyways. Books that I love are sometimes really poorly reviewed, and books that I have not enjoyed at all have been very highly reviewed. So I'm learning not to trust those. If you hear a noise, that's because the roofing people are here to I now need to close out the video because the roofing people are here and they woke up my kid. Anyways, that is my current TBR, you guys. I gotta close out this video. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.